So this is now in the southern hemisphere. So the sun has moved to the south, and this is the extreme, the furthest below the equator, and that is the sun gets. This is the extreme of the winter around the 22nd December. Then the sun again sun again moves up. So the earth moved from here to here, and the sun appears to move towards the equator. And then we have the spring equinox in the middle of the March. So this is the spring equinox, and where the sun again cuts the equator, and then the whole thing repeats. So the sun appears to move in the an orbit like this, and the orbit of the sun on the sky, and uh, the parent orbit of the sun on the sky makes an angle of 235 degree. Okay, so in 1 year, over the period of the 1 year, the sun completes that great circle, and which makes an angle of the 235 degree, and which is the equator. Okay, and this is a great circle that along which the sun moves. This great circle is called the ecliptic. So that is the motion of the sun on the sky. So the sun does not maintain a fixed position, and its position changes. It changes over the period of the 1 year. It goes along the great circle. So it does affect motion on the sky, and that is the incline at the angle of the 235 degree. So the equator, the celestial equator, and this curve is called the ecliptic. Okay, and the plane through this is the ecliptic plane, and this position where the ecliptic cuts the equatorial plane in the spring equinox around 22nd of March. Okay, and the day and the night are exactly equal on that day. After that we have summer, and then again we have the autumn equinox, and then we have the winter. So summer and the winter we have solstice. Solic- solstices. The sun keeps on moving further up, and then it comes to the stop. Solstices, and then again it goes down, and these have been identified few thousands of the years ago. So thousands of years ago, people identified the motion of the sun and sky. And in India, we have Maker, the Sanskriti or the pose. The Sanskriti in the Assam, it is called the Bihu, and in Tamil Nadu they celebrate Pongal. In Punjab they have Lohri. All over India it is celebrated. It is well known. Okay, so all of these things have been known of over thousands of years by people all over the world, and it is something now. Okay, but the reason now believe we know it is because of the fact that the Earth's rotation axis is titled at the angle of the 235 degrees. Okay, now let us take up the other. So why do the other, the moon and the planets, all appear to move around the ecliptics? Okay, now it is now known that the moon revolves around the earth, and orbits of the moon is nearly co coplanar with the Earth Sun orbit. Okay, so the orbit of the moon is nearly coplanar, and which is also why you have eclipses. If the orbit of the moon were perpendicular, then you would not have so many eclipses. Okay, so the orbit of the orbit of the moon is nearly coplanar, and with the orbit of the earth and the sun, and as consequences the moon also appears to move around very close to the ecliptics. And okay, the moon also does not divide it deviate it deviate very far away from the ecliptic. Similarly, except for Mercury, all the other planets also have orbits which are nearly coplanar within the few degrees. So all the planets, they move in orbits which are coplanar and with the orbit of the Earth around the sun. Okay, so all the orbits of all the planets are nearly coplanar with the Earth's sun orbit. They move little bit off the of this plane. So as the sun moves along this ecliptic, the inner planets, they move very close to the sun. The move along with the sun nearly, and the outer planets, they all move, not deviate very far away from this plane. Okay, they cover they cover the region called the zodiac, a band on the sky called the zodiac. So all of these wanderers, they move around only in a small band around the ecliptic now, and this spring equinox is extremely important. And at present, the spring equinox points along the constellations arise. So at the present, the spring equinox points along the arise to the precise in the year 2000. It it has pointed along the constellations arise. Okay,